Thank you for double-clicking your mouse tonight. You're listening to the Midnight Frightcast in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Midnight Frightcast, episode number 75. I am one of your hosts, Josh. Sitting across the phone lines, I guess, tonight is the Scream Queen herself, Maddie.
Hello.
Sitting across another phone line is the Doctor of Filmonomics himself, Greg.
More like sitting across the eastern half of Nebraska.
And on the other line is the Doctor of Everything Else, Patrick.
Hey, everybody. How's it going?
This is so fucking weird.
It is very weird.
So it's kind of a weird episode tonight because we're canceling everything, basically.
You should be used to that by now.
We're gonna do a couple of segments tonight, and then I guess we're gonna bomb out of here. So one thing we started last year was we did March Madness last year, and that was Greg's creation. So to continue that this year, I'm going to send it off to Greg and kind of let him bring this whole March Madness into play. So go ahead, Greg.
Yes, everybody, I want you to know that it was me who created March Madness. None of that basketball NCAA bullshit. I created March Madness.
You know what the fuck I'm talking about. Don't be a dick.
Yes, it was me. I created the top movies of all-time horror movies madness tournament last year. Apologies, I can't talk. I'm 3 beers in, and I'm having a good time. So we decided to continue on with our March Madness. We are still in the middle of March, and apparently it's not ever ending. But we're going to define our timeline a little bit. Instead of the best horror movies of all time tourney, we're going to do the best horror movies of the 2010s. And everybody submitted 8. I think it was 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, 8 movies that they felt were the best that represented 2010s. And we got a very eclectic mix. I'm excited to kind of go through some of these. So as our format went last year, we went through 2 brackets, 2 regions, if you will, and in one episode. The next episode, we did the other 2 regions. And then finally, for the third episode, we finished off with the semifinals, the finals, and we crowned a champion for March Madness. So let's kick it off. I think we are doing our left region on the bracket. So we're going to go into the Josh region. And that starts off. Sorry.
So tonight we're going because we only have 2 episodes to do this time. We're going all the way through on one bracket, right?
Yep.
And then
Correct.
Next week we're going to go all the way through on the other side and then finish it. Is that the deal?
I think that's the deal. Yeah, that'll work.
We're crowning a champion on the Josh and Patrick side.
Okay.
We did not hash this out beforehand.
Well, we did. I just don't listen.
Fair enough.
Okay,
Okay.
So starting off in my bracket.
Before we get started, I want to throw a huge shout out to Maddie who put this together. She did a great job. We got a bunch of great matchups here. Looking really forward to throwing down on some of these. So, Josh, let's kick us off in your region.
And when we say the Josh bracket, it's not all the movies that Josh picked.
Yes,
no,
none of these
not.
brackets. They're all mixed. So
it's how we labeled the regions was based on all 4 of us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the first pairing of the night, Maddie paired the film I Spit on Your Grave, going up against our favorite, Revenge.
Okay. I said I paired the both of these together because they are kind of both rape revenge movies, I guess. One's just a little more, out there than the other one.
Revenge isn't a revenge movie. What are you talking about?
It's a feel-good comedy.
Right? Fun for the whole family.
Ugh, you're the Manson.
This is a terrible question, Maddie, but you're going the original I Spit on Your Grave, correct?
No, this is the remake.
2010's, dude.
2010, so this is the remake.
Yep. You're right. It is a remake. 2010's. Again, that whole listening problem. Am I just supposed to start off and pick one? Am I starting this off? Okay. Well, then, out of the gate, I'm gonna go with I Spit on Your Grave.
Yeah, I mean that's my pick too. I love I Spit on Your Grave. I think it's pretty extreme for what it was, and there's some great kills in that movie. Not that I didn't like Revenge, but just I Spit on Your Grave just kind of, dumping a guy in a lye bathtub just kind of speaks to me, So we got 2 for I Spit on Your Grave.
So I'll jump in here next. By default, I will actually pick Revenge, only because I have not seen I Spit on Your Grave yet.
Okay. I don't think you'd like it. Just throwing it out there. I don't really think it would be your thing. Patrick.
I'm going to have to go with Revenge, strictly because I saw both the versions of I Spit on Your Grave, and I like the original better than the remake, and I think Revenge is more original.
Okay.
So I'm going to have to go with Revenge.
Yeah, I was going to say now which one.
So I'm going to have to go and look at the scores on IMDb.
Actually, Maddie, was there, because it's been a while, Maddie, since I've seen that. Was there gunplay in I Spit on Your Grave?
They put a shotgun up his ass. Is that what you're talking about?
Okay, well, so that's a creative gunplay in that movie. I just feel like that should move on based off the fact that, they used the gun, but I mean, it was in a creative way. So
creative.
Look, you have to use your imagination to come up with shoving a shotgun up somebody's ass. So
I don't know. That's a Saturday night.
I was gonna say I feel like that's kind of logical. This is actually one of the I know you guys had the reboots and remakes discussion a couple casts ago. This is actually one of the examples of I like the remake a little better than the original.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
All right. So going off of the scores on IMDb, I Spit on Your Grave received a 6.3, and Revenge received a 6.3.
Oh,
crap! Christ's sake! Well, what can we do about this?
Rotten Tomatoes?
Rotten Tomatoes, I guess.
Yeah, Rotten Tomatoes. I guess we're going to have to go with that one. 5.
The double tiebreaker. Or would it be a triple tiebreaker at this point?
That's kind of surprising to me.
I know Maddie chose I Spit on Your Grave. Was Revenge Patrick's pick?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm actually kind of surprised that I Spit on Your Grave got that kind of score. I mean, obviously I like it. It's kind of more extreme, and not a lot of the more extreme horror movies get a very high score, especially on IMDb.
Okay, then on Rotten Tomatoes, I Spit on Your Grave gets a critics rating of 33, audience score of 7. And
what?
Revenge gets a critic score of 92, audience score of 56.
Okay, so Revenge moves on. I'm okay with that.
Okay, Revenge moves on.
All right.
Okay, so the second pairing for the night pairs Frankenstein's Army against the Nicolas Cage-driven film Mandy. I don't give 2 fucks who wins in this. I don't care. But just for I'm going with Frankenstein's Army.
Yeah,
I'm going to agree with Josh on that. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah,
Mandy.
this is one of the ones that I was like, what the fuck do I pair these two with? And then I was like, they're both a little LSD driven. Let's put them together. But I'm going to
One's just a little more colorful than the other.
Yeah, I'm going to choose Frankenstein's Army because Mandy was dog shit.
Poor
Let
Nick
me just
Cage.
say, I hate you all. Mandy should be moving on.
But it's not.
What?
Okay.
All right, so Mandy moves on.
No, Mandy
No.
doesn't move on.
What?
Frankenstein's Army.
Oh,
Move
is that
on.
not what I said?
No, you said
Uh,
Mandy.
Whatever. Fucking, it's the same stupid ass fucking movie. Who cares? So the next pairing against each other is going to be tough for me, but it's 10 Cloverfield Lane against Blair Witch. And I looked at these beforehand, so I kind of, because I knew some of them were going to be tough for me to move on, but I am going to go with 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Wow.
Whoa. Okay.
I'm going to go with Blair Witch. I've never been a huge fan of the whole Cloverfield universe, mostly just because it makes me, like, motion sick. But
and Blair Witch doesn't?
I mean, it does, but not on the level that, like, Cloverfield, someone is having a seizure holding that camera. Like, they gave it to, like, Michael J. Fox on a bad day. Like, come on.
Oh.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Blair Witch moves on for me.
Strike one. All right.
I'm actually I haven't had a chance to see either of these, so I'm picking on a whim right now. Based on what I would want to see before the other, I would pick 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Fair. Patrick, you gonna fuck us up again?
Both of these movies were sequels, and I think Blair Witch handled it better.
Oh, tied again!
Crap.
I'm good with either one of these moving on. So I chose 10 Cloverfield Lane just strictly based off John Goodman's performance. And I do think it's the smarter, I guess, like the better written film. That's why I went with 10 Cloverfield Lane. So while
right,
Patrick is looking up, what's that?
I was gonna say, yeah. Well, I mean, I think they were both like. I've obviously pitted these together because they're found footage, but yeah. So we're gonna have to go with IMDb again.
Yeah.
All right, so the scores are in, and IMDb says that 10 Cloverfield Lane scored a 7.2, while Blair Witch Remake, sequel, scored a 6.6.
Cloverfield.
And 10 Cloverfield Lane moves on.
Cool.
Okay.
The last two films in my bracket are pairing Cult of Chucky and Tusk. I just rewatched Cult of Chucky today. That movie is a ton of fucking fun. So I'm moving on Cult of Chucky.
No.
Whoa! Are you kidding?
Nope.
I just died inside.
Yeah, what the hell? I figured you'd vote Tusk all the way.
You paired it against a movie that's a little more fun for me, so
Okay.
that's what I went with.
I mean, I'm also gonna pick Cult of Chucky. Just wasn't a big fan of Tusk, and I do think Cult of Chucky is a good fucking time.
Well, so I have not had a chance to see Cult of Chucky yet, but I have not really had any desire to see any of the Cult, Seed, Bride, any of those Chucky movies. So my pick is going to go to Tusk by default, but I feel like I just got let down big time.
Okay. I'm not a big fan of Chucky, but I have to admit that Cult of Chucky was a lot of fun. So going with the fun factor, I'm going to stick with Cult of Chucky.
Wow.
Moving on, boyfriend.
Whoa.
All right, cool. Are we continuing with this bracket till it's finished and then moving on, or are we going to Patrick's?
Well, let's work through this bracket. So we've got the first one's going to be Revenge versus Frankenstein's Army.
If Revenge does not move on, I swear to God. I'm gonna go with Revenge.
I'm gonna go with Frankenstein's Army. Like, arguably, Revenge is the better movie. Like, I'm not saying that, but Frankenstein's Army is such a good time. Are you just like saving up these like punches for when we're all together again? We're just gonna like beat the crap out of each other for the next cast.
The Midnight Fright Throwdown.
Yeah, the Midnight Fright beatdown.
Oh, balls. I'm having a tough time with this one because everybody knows that Revenge was not one of my favorites.
Yeah, but neither was Frankenstein's Army.
Balls. Patrick, go. I need to ponder on this one for a bit.
I really dig Revenge. I think it's a solid movie. Frankenstein's Army was a lot of fun, but just not as entertaining as Revenge, so I like Revenge.
I feel like this is like our 2020 election.
A little bit.
Right? Oh,
Greg, you're our factor.
I know.
Just do it, Greg.
Just pull that Band-Aid off. It's like a Band-Aid on your nipples. It's going to hurt either way.
Right?
But you'll like it.
I'm going to go, instead of a how much I liked it factor, I'm going to go with an emotion side. And I'm actually going to pick Revenge.
Okay.
Because Revenge made me feel something.
Anger.
While Frankenstein's Army was a good movie, it was entertaining, I remember more from Revenge than I do from Frankenstein's Army.
Fair.
And I feel like I need to go back and I need to give it another shot.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you're going to hate it.
So Revenge is my pick.
Okay. So Revenge is moving on. That's fine.
So
I thought that puts us at 5.
nope.
Huh?
No,
Nope.
Maddie was the only one that picked Frankenstein's Army.
Oh, okay.
Are you shocked? So then we're gonna go to 10 Cloverfield Lane and Cult of Chucky.
Yeah.
And again, I just performance-wise and just how well it was written, and I'm just a fan of how smart it is. I'm going with 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Okay. I'm going to go with Cult of Chucky. As I said, it's just such a good time that that's just my thing.
Haven't seen either of them, but the one I would want to watch first would be 10 Cloverfield, so I would pick that.
Okay.
And 10 Cloverfield Lane is moving on.
Okay.
Maddie is going to beat some asses when we get back.
No, like, as I've said before, I understand my movie choices are trash.
At least
not
nice.
It is not news to me that I like garbage. I'm
so
a wreck.
the last pairing is going to be Revenge in 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Yep.
And I am going to go I'm not going to go do that. I'm going to go with I'm going to go with 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Okay. This is really hard for me because as much as I liked Revenge, I didn't think it was much of a horror movie. But
what kind of a movie did you think it was?
No, I think it's more of an action movie.
Okay,
I mean,
okay.
There's not a lot of, you know what I mean? There's not a lot of horror elements. There's not a lot of fear in it.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah, no, like, yeah. But I am going to go ahead and pick Revenge anyway, just because I really liked this movie. As I didn't like it as a horror movie, but I liked it as a movie.
Okay. 10 Cloverfield for me.
Okay.
Shocked us, Patrick.
Deciding factor.
I'm not going to shock you at all. It is Revenge moving on to the two semifinals.
No,
that's a tie.
That's a tie.
Oh,
Tie now.
it is a tie.
Shit.
Look it up.
I've already got the numbers.
Man.
So, because I know 10 Cloverfield Lane doesn't really match up with the monster movie that Cloverfield was.
Not at all. It's not even. It's like is barely a direct sequel, really. It's like it's the same universe, but like it's not a monster movie. I think it's close to like, it's not like Revenge in the fact that it's like it's it's human. You know what I mean? Like
right. So what I was going to ask was what would you classify it as far as a horror subgenre?
I think it's probably more thriller than anything, but like subgenre. I mean, you'd have to put it in that like that creature feature just because I don't want to give it away. But like
that's fine. No, that's fine. Don't give it away.
There's a very short creature feature element to it.
Okay. So it lines up with Cloverfield Paradox, where that wasn't really a creature feature horror movie, but there was that bit in there where I'm not going to try and give it away. We all know what I'm talking about.
I mean, I would say Cloverfield Paradox is way closer to the Cloverfield universe than 10 Cloverfield Lane is.
Okay.
But I'd almost like even say 10 Cloverfield Lane's more like an apocalyptic kind of thing. Is how they sell it, really. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this was a difficult one because, as I said, like I love Revenge, but like I think Cloverfield is more of a horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know.
It lines up a lot more with like the Godzilla movies.
Yeah, it does. I don't think I've seen 10 Cloverfield Lane before, though. Like, I think I just saw the first one and was like, this is not my thing.
Yeah. Go ahead with the numbers, Patrick.
Yes, the numbers are 10 Cloverfield Lane, 7.2, and Revenge, 6.3.
Okay.
Moves on.
So that's the champion out of Josh's bracket?
Yes.
Cloverfield is? Holy shit. All right.
That's interesting.
So before we go on to the next one, I want to set a precedence here. Let's leave the final four because we'll be able to knock out those pretty quickly once we get through next episode and Maddie and my bracket.
Okay.
But it'll be kind of interesting to see what that final four lines up to be.
Yeah. It will be. Okay. Sure. So Josh, your bracket winner is 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Yep. All right, cool.
How does it make you feel?
I mean, here I'm really shocked it's not Tusk, but I didn't even choose Tusk. So.
Says the guy who didn't pick Tusk, right?
Right.
Yeah. So no, that was a tough bracket because there was a handful of like films in there that I would have put in that last spot. I didn't see 10 Cloverfield Lane being it, but I thought I would get outvoted every single time, but
yeah.
Cool.
All right, Patrick, are we moving on to yours?
We're moving on to my bracket.
Ready.
So we've got Terrifier up against It. So we've got the clown confrontation.
We've got Greg's nightmare right here.
No, there's no nightmare. I'm actually going to jump in on this one first. There's no nightmare here. Terrifier takes it.
Patrick.
You know, I love Stephen King. I love the It movies, but Terrifier is so much fucking fun. Terrifier for me.
Yep. Josh.
Yeah, Terrifier takes the cake for me. So
yeah,
Terrifier.
Same here. Like, Art is scary. He is a scary person.
Terrifier like for the sweep.
Yes, well, and we've talked about this, like, It is a good film because of all the drama. Like, it's a drama movie, and Terrifier is a horror movie. Like, there is no, like, questioning it.
Yeah, it's a slasher.
All right. Awesome.
All right, now we've got two obscure movies against each other. Suspiria, the remake, and Shape of Water, or in other words, fish sex.
Yeah. They're two kind of, yeah.
I'm going to have to pick Suspiria in this sense. To me, Shape of Water was just too slow, and Suspiria just while it was weird, it was still more of a horror movie. So that's my pick.
Okay.
I'll jump in here next. Suspiria definitely was more of a horror movie than Shape of Water was. However, I felt Shape of Water had a way better story, and I have the Funko Pop of the fish guy sitting on my wall, so I'm moving forward with Shape of Water.
Is it like a sexy fish man?
If you imagine a Funko Pop as a sexy fish man, then absolutely sure. Why not?
Gross.
He pleasures himself.
Ew.
That and McDonald's foods.
I just had a really rough morning, and I don't need you to rub it in my face.
But
Literally.
I like my Happy Meals. Joshua, go, please.
I am just a fan of Guillermo del Toro. I don't think The Shape of Water moves slower than Suspiria at all. That's just me. I'm going to go with Shape of Water.
Fuck, Patrick, you're gonna have to look this up again because I loved Suspiria. I know that sounds weird because it's like an 8-hour horror movie. Like, you gotta take a day, plan some snacks, plan the bathroom break to watch this movie. But like, I loved Suspiria. The last 20 minutes just like did it for me. So now we're tied again.
All right,
I will give you the last. I will give you the last 20 minutes of Suspiria. I will give you that.
Yeah, that's so good. That's good shit. Like, I don't even
You're
give a fuck about the rest of the movie, but like the last 20 minutes are like gold.
Okay, for our scores, we've got Suspiria at a 6.8 and Shape of Water at a 7.3.
I kind of figured, didn't that thing like win some like awards and stuff?
Yeah,
it won. It won a couple.
Picture.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. Moving on.
What'd you say? It won Best Couple?
Ew.
Best couple at the MTV Movie Awards.
Gross.
Best creative fornication.
Yeah, woman with blank face fucks fish. Sexy.
All right, for the next bracket, we've got Hellraiser Judgment against Last Shift. So both kind of paranormal, cultish.
Yeah.
You already know what my pick is, so.
Well, they probably know what my pick is as well. And I just love Last Shift.
Agreed. It's a solid horror movie. Solid all the way around.
Josh?
I'm dropping some science on y'all. I'm going with Hellraiser Judgment.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I actually rewatched Hellraiser Judgment last night, and like you guys know, I love the Hellraiser series. That movie is goddamn weird. It is goddamn weird, and I loved Last Shift, so I'm going to go with Last Shift.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm writing it down. Give me a second.
I'm writing it down too. I'm keeping it
Okay.
track.
As am I.
Last Shift kind of wore on me after the first couple viewings.
Yeah, it's not
like
a rewatch.
The effect was kind of gone for me. So, that's where I kind of lost that movie. And I'm not even a fan of like a lot of the Hellraiser movies, but for some reason, Judgment just kind of hit me differently. So,
Judgment, it looked like somebody sold a Saw script to somebody else, and they said, "Well, let's just put Hellraiser in it, and it's fine."
They sold a Saw script to a Hellraiser fan.
Yeah, that's like literally, I think, what happened. It's just that movie's fucking weird. Okay, like I watched some weird shit. That movie's weird.
Okay, and then our final bracket down here, we've got a Serbian film.
family friendly.
Yeah,
Firefly family.
Against the loved ones.
I starting it off, I would go with the loved ones every single time. So, good for the people that made it all the way through Serbian film. Good for you guys.
Patrick.
I don't think it's quite fair that I do this one because I've never seen a Serbian film.
Oh,
I've only read about it. I've seen clips. I don't know that I want to see it.
Nope.
So I'm going to pick the loved ones.
Oh my God, sorry. Greg.
I'm sorry. I'm looking up The Loved Ones to make sure I haven't seen it because I don't think I have.
I think you missed that cast.
Did he miss that cast? Okay.
Okay, that's what I thought. No, that doesn't look familiar at all. I would remember that pink dress.
You need to see.
You should watch it, Greg.
Okay, then based on what I would watch first out of those two, and what I want to see, is The Loved Ones.
I would love to watch Greg videotape himself watching a Serbian film, because that would be, I think, entertaining.
Yeah, I would vote for that movie and move on.
Right, yeah.
It doesn't matter now, but I'll actually pick a Serbian film, even though that movie is trash, but it's so infamous and for a good reason. So I'll pick that one, but The Loved Ones is great too. It's a great movie.
All right, so then we're bumping up just a little bit, and that puts us with Terrifier against Shape of Water. To me, this is a no-brainer.
Okay, go ahead.
Terrifier.
Yeah, as far as horror movies go, I can't make it. I can't let Shape of Water beat 2. It is a better story, but this is a horror tourney, and Terrifier was just so much fun, absolutely enjoyable.
Josh.
Yeah, I'm going with the creature feature horror film, Shape of Water.
Okay. Why?
I think it's the better film. I enjoy that film quite a bit. It is a horror film. It's a creature feature. It's not blood and guts, but it is a film that I enjoy. I love Terrifier, don't get me wrong. But as far as story and just the way it's shot and the way it is, I like that movie better.
Okay. I'm obviously going to pick Terrifier. I bother everyone to watch that movie. I tell everybody to watch that movie. It's a good goddamn time. So Terrifier moves on.
As it should.
All right. So now we have Last Shift up against The Loved Ones.
Oh, it's hard.
I'll jump in first. Obviously, I haven't seen The Loved Ones, but Last Ship is one of my all-time favorites, so I have that moving forward.
Okay.
I am completely okay with either one of these moving on, but I would have to put Last Shift over Loved Ones.
I'm going to go with The Loved Ones.
I am too. I love Last Shift so much, but The Loved Ones has that more extreme kind of outlier that I love. So I will pick The Loved Ones. So we're going to have to go to IMDb again. I'm sorry, Patrick.
All right. So I've already got the scores.
While Patrick is looking that up, is Loved Ones streaming anywhere that you know
of? It's
I'm
either
gonna,
on...
I will look it up right now.
So while he's looking that up, I do have the scores.
Too many people talking.
Yeah.
This is hard.
Last Shift for the...
Patrick, go ahead.
Last Shift one.
All right. Last Shift scored a 5.8. Loved Ones scored a 6.7. Loved Ones moved on.
Greg, it is streaming right now for free on Tubi TV. So as long as you can stand their Denny's ads or whatever the fuck they have on there.
Whatever it was that we watched was on Tubi TV.
That was Denny's ads all the time.
I know. Well, no, there was the one that had the Applebee's with the $3 enchilada stir fry or whatever it was. But whatever we watched, it was just I am not appealed by this at all.
Was that Frontiers? Because I feel like Frontier was one of those.
Yes,
that's what it was. That is what it was.
It was on those weird streaming services.
Yeah, I really be watching food commercials while I'm watching this.
Yeah. Okay, so our last two on Patrick's bracket then are Terrifier versus Loved Ones.
I'll jump first just because, again, haven't seen Loved Ones, so Terrifier gets my vote.
Both of these movies are a lot of fun, and it's really difficult to pick one over the other. But I think Art the Clown is a better character. Yeah. So my pick is Terrifier.
Josh?
Fuck. I just think fucking this Terrifier. God damn it.
Yeah, this one is really hard. I love The Loved Ones is amazing, but it kind of comes down for me, like, what do I want to see a sequel for? And, like, if the Loved Ones came out of the sequel, I'd be like, what the fuck is this? I am so excited for the Terrifier sequel. So I am going to go Terrifier. So I think that sweeps us.
Perfect. All right. That concludes our first half of this. Currently in our final four, two of our final four, we have 10 Cloverfield Lane from Josh's region, and we have Terrifier from Patrick's region. So come back to us in 2 weeks. We will go through Maddie's
next week.
Just kind of one through here. Oh, we're only doing 1 week?
We're doing next week, too.
So we can get March Madness done in March.
Good call. So join us next week then, and we'll go through Maddie's, which looks like it's going to be an intense tourney, and my bracket, which, oh fuck. That's going to be tough,
it's
too.
hard,
okay,
right?
That'll be fun. Yeah. That'll be fun. So,
do you guys have any, like, who do you think is going to win?
I think Terrifier is going to come out. It'll be Terrifier, and I think Train to Busan.
Yeah, Train to Busan is going to be a tough one I think it's going to go far, but Greg's bracket is fucking hard. It's really, really tough. He's got, like...
Thanks for that, Maddie.
Yeah, 4 or 5 like really good ones in there that can move on and compete. So... I'm not looking forward to Greg's bracket. So,
yeah, personally, I think The Void is going to sweep.
It is going to sweep. Thank you. I totally didn't watch that the other night.
Who wants to take bets that Maddie's bracket just says The Void in every tourney?
It doesn't, I promise. But like The Void is there. My biggest
funny.
My biggest challenge would be like The Void versus Terrifier. I don't think I could choose between those two.
Yeah, Terrifier's gonna...
That's not gonna happen.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. So
yeah, cool.
Should we move on to the feature that we all watched? We watched a feature tonight called "Await Further Instructions." And I'm sure Patrick's got some deets.
I sure do. Await Further Instructions, 2018 movie, running an hour 30, showing now on Netflix. A family's Christmas takes a strange turn when they awake to find themselves trapped inside and begin receiving mysterious instructions through the television. IMDb rating, 4.8. Metacritic score, not available. Rotten Tomatoes critic score, 84, and Rotten Tomato audience score, 27.
Oh, that's mean.
I want to start off by just saying that I'm really proud of Maddie for not 45-minuting this fucking movie.
No. We swore her that if she went there, if we are going down, she's going down with us.
Yep.
Okay, so so you guys did a watch party. I was not able to join that. So do you guys are you able to talk through that whole thing?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it's really cool. I really like this app, or whatever you want to call it. It's like an extension in your Chrome browser, and it's a chat window through the whole movie. And Patrick, you said you had tried to make it so you were the only one that could pause and everything, but we all could pause and do whatever through that.
Right. I must have missed a setting.
Okay.
I look forward to maybe being able to figure this shit out so I can do that, some other time. So it was not probably as fun watching that movie by myself. So, yeah. But what did everybody, I guess what were the conversations going on during that movie, or what did everybody kind of think?
I'd like to say the conversations were far more entertaining than the movie were.
I actually really liked this movie, although there was one part that I thought was really funny. I said God, I hope this bitch dies, and literally the next scene she fell off something, and I was like, oh, ask and you shall receive. So that was
I gotta
great.
say, I liked 80% of this movie. It got to the last 10 minutes and just lost me.
Yeah, it got weird. It got real
really
weird.
Like The Void weird.
Okay, no,
Yeah,
we're not attacking.
No, but I was gonna. So this movie is like 4 different fucking movies. Like, I saw shades of like You're Next in there. I saw The Invitation in there. Would You Rather in there, and then that last 10 minutes, I was like, is this the fucking Void? So, it's a very confused.
So I'm
movie.
not too
like,
far off.
No, I don't think so at all. It's like it doesn't know what it wanted to, like what kind of movie it wanted to be. Because it switches a lot, I feel, throughout that hour and a half of a movie that it is. But there's not one like real redeemable character in this movie either. Like, I didn't like anybody in this fucking movie, and I was ready for them all to die.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think that was its biggest downfall, is they did not make any likable characters. So, like, even if the movie hadn't gotten super weird in the last, like, 15 minutes, like, I just didn't care who lived or who died in this movie.
Right. I mean, I guess the girlfriend was, like, semi-likable.
Yeah, I think, like, Nick and Ange, like, the two, like, kind of main, I guess, characters were the two that were the most likable. But, yeah, like, the pregnant woman, she was trash. I was just, like, waiting. She was the one that I was like, God, I hope she dies. And then, like, next frame, she falls off the staircase. Oops, spoiler, shit. When was the movie made?
What year was this?
2018.
Oh, okay.
Then, okay.
Yeah, you're fine. Yeah, that I was just like, oh my God, she is the worst. But yeah, there was, as you said, my biggest problem with this movie, besides the last like 10 minutes where it just got real fucking bizarre, is just you want some of the characters to be likable, right? Like, at least like one of them that you want to be rooting for. But yeah,
I also
bad.
didn't feel like this film pushed as far as it could have. Like, the challenges or the things that the TV or whatever was telling them to do, I felt were super like tame, and that this film could have been 1,000 times darker than it was.
Yeah, no, you're right. I think they could have really gone for it, and they just kind of didn't. But did anyone look this up? Was this like an indie film? Like, did they have kind of a limited budget? It just kind of came off like that, especially because the CGI was real bad.
Yeah.
CGI was horrible.
Yeah, it was real bad. I was like, did you do this on PowerPoint?
It was like the Void horrible.
Fight me, Josh.
Maddie's taking shots.
Yeah, I would come over there and cough right in your mouth.
I literally would only ever say that over the phone. That would not be an in-person conversation.
Yeah, damn right. Fuck. No, like, even I was thinking that this was a little voidy. Just, even when they were, like, doing the credits, I was like, is this... Because you're right, it did have that kind of weird element that you're just kind of like, what?
Yeah, but it's only that, like Patrick said, that last 10 minutes and it comes out of nowhere. It's super random when it happens. So...
You didn't feel like this was predictable at all?
Unless I missed something... I did not see that happening. But unless I missed something, there were a couple of times I got up and left the room because I didn't feel like I was going to miss anything if I did. I was like, it's just a bunch of people in a room talking right now, and I don't care. So, was there a setup that I missed that you saw?
I don't know. Kind of like, because what did I say? I said I thought it was some like evil blob like outside the house, and it kind of was.
Yeah, like some sort of like slime or something.
Yeah, we were trying to make bets on what kind of movie it was. Like, was the government involved? Was it aliens? And
gotcha.
I don't even know what it was.
It was Cox Television. It was Cox Cable. Like, it was evil cable company.
Greg and Patrick, what did you guys, I guess, think?
I felt it was wildly predictable. I mean, based on that, I had a lot of mixed emotions going through that. And I know Matt and Patrick can kind of vouch for me on that one because I was back and forth on a couple of those scenes. Like, I was into that movie until about 2/3 of the way in, and then right after that is when it went into weird zone and after that, I was just kind of like, I'm done. This is dumb. It was really, I don't know if I want to say it was well written or at least well acted, because you were exactly right. There was like maybe one or two actors that I really kind of rooted for, and everybody else needed to be just shredded. And I think that was the biggest disappointment, was you didn't get any shredding. You got the weakest deaths possible. And I'm trying to keep that as spoiler free as possible, but I didn't really feel as good as I wanted to about this movie. Like, it had potential, but 2/3 of the way in, they just pulled the rug out from under you and just kind of pissed out the ending.
You did use you dropped the word daddy a lot in the chat. Do you want to tell us something, or some feelings coming up?
No. I didn't know the character's name. That's all I knew him as.
Yeah, I was just kind of like, how many times do you say daddy in this chat room?
Could you say it one more time, Greg?
Daddy needs to get shredded.
Thank you. Patrick, thoughts?
Yeah, this movie had me for, like I said, about 80% of the time. It kind of had a Belko experiment feel to it, and I wanted to go further in that direction. I wanted to see how far this family could be pushed. However, they were remarkably calm for the first 30 minutes of it. It's like they wake up, house isn't closed, they can't get out, and they're like, oh, let's have some tea.
Yeah, I think I made the comment that British panic is a lot less exciting than American panic.
Yeah, it was. Like, these people were so calm. Like, through, like, even, I'd argue, like, 75% of this movie, like, everyone was just really chill with what was going on, and I was like, this would not be my family.
I thought from the beginning the dad was involved with the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking it was like some sort of like government experience or business experiment, but it never panned out that way.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know that he wasn't involved.
It's daddy, Patrick. It's daddy.
Okay.
Yeah, like, I don't even know how this movie panned out, because I was like, well, what is this supposed to be? You know what I mean? Like, the ending was just it was just really weird. And it kind of almost seemed like they kind of just, like, ran out of stuff, and then were like, well, what if it's, like, an evil cable? It was just weird. And then the ending,
it was like it was like a cable company with a god complex.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would give it that. Yep. I agree with that.
Yeah, and then, like, the end, okay, spoilers, when, like, the baby is, like, left, and, like, that TV was like, hello, Ruby, worship me, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, I think I said in the chat, I was just like, what? And the next thing I was like, what? It was just weird.
Well, and, like, when the cables strip the body clean down to the bone. But
right, like apparently it's an acidic skin or something like that.
It was just weird because it was able to remove everything, the skin, the organs, the muscle, yet it left the baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's like, what is the, like, I just want to, like, I don't want a sequel to this movie because I care. I want a sequel to this movie just because, like, I want some, like, logistics. Like, I'm just, like, picturing these, like, cables, like, rocking a baby and, like, making a bottle for it over in the kitchen and, like, all this other weird shit, and I just kind of want to know how that works.
I mean, so overall this movie is just rated weird?
Yeah, rated weird.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it. I like that.
I think the only message I could pull from this was possibly that TVs are controlling us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it kind of seemed like a weird, like, anti-capitalism message, but, like, done poorly. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, perfectly.
Yeah. That's all I can really gather from it. I'm like,
we're
okay,
zombies to the cable companies.
Yeah, I was like, so should I not watch as much TV? Like, I guess that was my, like, take back from this.
Don't have a box full of, like, coax cables lying around.
Yeah. Well, as I said in the chat, like, I have, like, a my TV is like 11 years old, and like if this quarantine goes like super weird, I'm just gonna toss it out on the front lawn because like I'm just not about that.
I thought that was strange that they had only CRT televisions in 2018.
Yeah, that was weird.
I think it's weird that you just said 2018.
2018.
Thank you.
There you go.
Cool. So should we rate the movie?
Let's rate this thing.
You'll have to remind me how we rate these fucking things because I never remember.
We have a fun factor or a fear factor if you didn't feel scared. We have the gore score, and then the overall, and would you recommend it to a friend?
I feel like none of these ratings are gonna fucking matter. Let's go with fear factor today. Let's start.
I'll give it like a 2 or 3, and not really because the movie's scary, but just because it kind of mirrored what a lot of us are going through right now, which is weird. Like, and there's a lot of uncertainty, and a lot of us are self-quarantining right now. So, like, I think you could probably, if you watched that and you were kind of in that mind state, I think you could probably say it's uncomfortable. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, we're going to go with that.
I would agree with that. Actually, I'll give it a 4 just for that alone. That there was a lot of sequences in there, a lot of things that hit pretty close to home with what we're going through right now. So I'd give it a 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go 3. I'll go 3. I think that's fair for the same reasoning as kind of Maddie and Greg.
I think there's a number of intense scenes, and I will probably give it a 5.
Cool.
Okay. Gore score?
I'm not going to give it very high. I don't. Okay, who was that? But there wasn't a lot of gore in this movie at all. Like, I think I'd give it like a 1.
I would give it a. I'll give it a 3 just because there was some blood and there was some pretty intense moments that escalated into some. I mean, that last scene with when the cable's like neck raped the daddy. I give it a. I give it a 3 for that.
Yeah, I'm gonna split it down the middle just because there's some blood at the end there, but I'll go with the 2.
Yeah, probably about a 2. There was when the guy lost his fingers, and then the stuff at the end.
Oh, to the wall vagina?
Yeah, to the wall vagina. Well, that's what you get for not getting consent.
Right? Everyone take notice of that. If you don't ask the wall vagina if you can stick your fingers up there, you're going to lose them fingers.
They stole that from the movie Teeth.
Can we please watch that for the next cast? I just want to see you three really uncomfortable.
I'd watch that movie.
Like Teeth.
I've seen that movie.
That's a great movie.
Teeth is great.
So let's go overall. What do we think?
I'll give it a 5-6. Like, the ending really kind of effed it up, but I was really interested in this movie, up until it just started getting like weird to be weird. But I thought it was fun. I'd recommended this to people. I
would sit on a 4 again for the build up and how much you really wanted those characters to die. But yeah, you definitely get the rug pulled out from under you. So I would say recommend it with a warning that you may want to punch somebody in the face after you're finished watching it, or you may have a lot of questions.
I also wouldn't recommend this to anybody that was really stressed out about our current situation.
That is a good point.
Yeah. Like, if someone's really anxious right now, I probably wouldn't be like, what's a good movie to watch?
Here, throw cable monsters into your dreams. That'll be fun.
Yeah, let's just have you have a total breakdown. That'll be a good time. There are doctors available for you to cry to. It'll be okay.
So I'm going to average the 4 movies together that this movie wants to be. I'm going to bring it down a point because of the void, and I'm going to give it a 5.
I'm going to fucking kill you next time I see you.
And I would recommend this movie as the last film you ever want to watch if you're quarantined. So if you run out of movies to watch, go ahead and watch this one.
And that includes the movie Quarantine.
And that a movie, yeah.
I will give this a 5 it would have been much higher if they didn't kick me in the balls in that last 10 minutes of the movie. It just really ruined it for me. So
yeah, they did kind of fall apart.
Yeah, I won't recommend this to anybody.
Cool. So that is await further instructions. You can find that on Netflix if you dare. Other than that, I guess we'll see everybody next week to finish out March Madness. We'll pick a different movie. Yeah, for myself and Maddie and Greg and Patrick, we'll see you next time.
Does anyone have any plugs?
Yeah, Patrick, you want to plug?
Fuck, are we plugging? Sorry.
Hey, who has plugs? Does anyone have any plugs?
No, we can skip them this time.
Okay.
Everybody stay in your homes. This is not something to fuck around with.
Yeah.
I do want to say real quick that Moran's Liquor in Lincoln is doing delivery, and they're fantastic.
Nice.
I actually know who owns that.
They're great. Tell them they're amazing. They're keeping me
I haven't talked to him in years. I went to elementary and high school with the guy. Or one of the guys.
Shop local, everybody. There's my plug.
Yeah.
Yeah, shop local.
See you next time, everybody.
Stay safe.
How many goodbyes can we do in one cast? All right, bye, everybody. Stay safe. See you. Oh, and repeat. Go again.
It's like the end of the Return of the King.
Yeah, it's like the
16 different endings.
Fucking end of the void. It never ends.
Josh, I'm gonna kick your ass next time.
I'm bouncing off now. All right, I'll see you next time.
All right, bye guys.
See ya.
Bye.